Hello, let me try to start this video like a person. So a couple weeks ago I gave myself the challenge of reading 100 pages per day for a week. Now that challenge was tough, and I'm gonna kind of show you the week around it as much as possible. It looks like I only have like 2 days of actual like footage, so throughout we're just gonna kind of address it, talk about it, see how we felt. So I started the challenge off by reading Butter by Asako. If I'm butchering that, I'm so sorry. This book was long, and I'll talk about it throughout the video. So I started off with that book. I was already a few pages in when the challenge started, but I did complete it. 100 pages is no joke. 100 pages a day is a lot of pages when you have a job and a social life. So let's just get right into it and let's see how we feel. Good morning. I'm on my way to work now. I'm so tired. I went to bed at like 9 because I literally died from the heat. It was so hot. So yeah, we're on our way to work. It's sunny. It's gonna be so hot. And there's a lot of people out right now. Go away, I'm trying to vlog. It's almost time for ballet. Look how sweaty I am. It's not even that hot, it's just so humid. Yeah, it's gross. I'm just wondering because I'm always so early and I always feel so bad because I just sit in the studio by myself or with the instructor, and it's just kind of awkward. So I'm just kind of wandering around, seeing what things I can see. Yeah.
Said you'd be asleep by 3. All night. Unlucky charms and fate.
So apparently for this point of the vlog I didn't say anything, which is really frustrating. So I basically went to work that day and I had a social engagement, but actually not really. I basically decided to go to the theater, and that was a lot of fun. I saw Alma Mater, but then I still have my 100 pages to complete. So that's what we did. We went for a walk, we went to the theater, and we did some pages as usual.
I think you're gonna miss your flight. My dreams. The next day.
It is Wednesday night. I think it's like just before 11. I'm trying to get my 100 pages done today. Yesterday was challenging, but yesterday I was so distracted. Today, I've been reading pretty much since I got home from work. I got home at like, I want to say like 8. I had dinner and watched TV while I was eating dinner. So that was like 20 minutes. Then I showered at one point, which took about like another 20 minutes. But I've been reading non-stop for the last like hour and a bit. And it's going, but I'm really losing focus. I can barely keep my eyes open. I'm worried that today might just be a failed day. So it is 3 days into my 100-page a day reading challenge. Yesterday, as you saw in the last clip, I fell asleep before I hit 100 pages. I think I was at 90, so today I did 110. I have officially finished my first book of the week. I finished Butter. I hadn't started Butter for the challenge. I started it just before the challenge. I was already at 93 pages. On my e-reader it was 283 pages, I think, or yeah, it was 383 pages. So I finished that today. My review for that one, let's see. On Goodreads, I gave it 3 stars. On Storygraph, I gave it 3.5. I thought it was an interesting concept. I did like the protagonist. I liked The narration style, for the most part, I felt the dialogue was a little bit awkward, and I understand that that happens with translated fiction, but I don't think that I don't think the dialogue was very contemporary, which took me out of the story quite often. I also feel like there were plot points that were mentioned a couple of times and then just never readdressed, or never addressed satisfyingly enough. But that's kind of what I thought. I was excited by the book for the most part. There were a few times where I was reading it and I was like, I just want to read something else. But I did power through and I have finished it now. My second book of the challenge is Big Swiss. So I have read 10 pages of it to make up for my 10 pages that I missed yesterday. And so far so good. I did the 10 pages expecting to be like, I just want to get this done. But surprisingly I was pretty hooked. I only stopped reading because it is 10:30. It's 9:30 and I do have to like shower, and I'm going to my boyfriend's house tomorrow, so I have to pack my overnight bag to take to work with me tomorrow. So that's the only reason I stopped. But I don't doubt that I won't even be able to continue reading it tonight because I have to charge my e-reader for tomorrow. But I will read a good portion of it tomorrow on the tube, I'm assuming. But yeah, so we're on book 2 of the challenge. I think this book on my e-reader comes up as 268 pages. So I think probably finish this one and finish another short book before the end of the 7 days, perhaps. I feel like tomorrow's going to be really challenging because I do have quite a lot going on. But whatever I don't read tomorrow, I will read on Saturday, because Saturday I have literally nothing going on except for an optometrist appointment. Anyways, that's the reading update. I don't think I've started this video, but I'll deal with that later.
Several days later.
Here we are, back again in several days later territory. So we did end up finishing Big Swiss. I didn't end up doing any more. The week is now over, and I honestly, it's been a few days since the challenge has been over, and I am having a hard time reading again. I'm trying to read Blue Sisters. The book is supposed to be amazing. This book is supposed to be everything to me, and I'm having a hard time, and that's not fair to me. But I did it. I did it for you, which is why you should subscribe. Now let's go look at my Goodreads scores. So on Goodreads, I gave Big Swiss 3 stars. On the story graph, I gave it 3.5 stars. And let's talk about it. Big Swiss for me was meant to be my book. It was supposed to be everything I wanted and more. I've been wanting this book since before my birthday. So before March. And I remember for my birthday, my boyfriend gave me the option of going to a gig or getting this book. I chose going to a gig, because I was like, I can read this book later on. There's no rush. It's a good thing there was no rush. I think the story was interesting. It was really quick to get through. It was a really short book. However, it was really graphic at parts, like very like sexually graphic, which like typically I'm like kind of okay with. Like I'm not very squeamish in that sense, but it was like graphic and like a little bit cringy. I'm not talking about like any of the assault bits. That's a trigger warning. There's violence in this book. I'm not talking about any of the violence specifically. I found that like disturbing, but to the right amount. It was the sex. The sex was really oddly described, and it kind of just like made me want to like flip past it, if that makes sense. And like I don't know, there was something about it that was really like, I don't know, like what did she call her vagina? She called her vagina like her magic box or something like that, and that's where it got me. Like I don't care about like sex in books, like I don't care about it, like I will read it and I'm fine, but this one made me cringe. Like it made me cringe, like it was embarrassing, like I felt embarrassed to be reading it. So I don't know what that was about, so warning for that. But otherwise I really do think that the idea of the book is good, and if I take out the cringy verbiage and like replace it with like normal verbiage, I think it was a really good book. But unfortunately, just like the amount of times that they had cringy sex just took me out of it. It really did. I couldn't hear about a magic box one more time in that specific term. I couldn't hear, like, just throw in the word vagina every once in a while. But no, Big Swiss is going to be made into a TV series, which I'm actually really excited about, with Jodie Comer. I think it'll be really good. Hopefully they don't talk about the magic box and they call it a vagina. That's my only note for the writing team for that. That concludes the reading challenge. I did like fall off from the vloggy bits after that because genuinely getting through 100 pages a day took so much of my time. And like, I'm like a medium reader, like I'm not a slow reader, I'm not a fast reader, I'm like a medium pace reader, and I felt like I had no social life after a certain point, to the point where like I'd be with my boyfriend and he'd be watching the football, which worked out fine because I'm not really gonna watch the football unless there's like beer involved, but he'd be watching the football and I'd be sitting next to him reading my book, so it worked out. But I do feel like my life got a lot less social. One of the benefits was that my screen time was down, but one of the negatives was that like my daily movement went down significantly. Like I didn't do anything other than read. Like I wasn't running around unless like I had something planned to run around for, and I missed my little spontaneous frolicking. So I do think it was a good challenge. I might do it again in like a few months time and see how much faster I can get through them. Like we'll see what my progress is maybe down the road and we'll make another video about it. But yeah, that's all for this video. I successfully did 700 pages in 7 days. Boy, am I glad it's over. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs up or leave a hate comment. If you have any thoughts or feelings about anything mentioned in this video, leave them below. And if you have any requests for any other like bookish videos, let me know. That's all for now. I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Getting stranger lately. I don't know what's in the air, but San Diego drives me crazy, and I pretend that I don't care. Give me one more hit of dopamine, they'll see us in a movie scene, a silhouette of one leg in your jeans. We're either going down in history or going down a mystery, it seems. And it's not fair for me to fall like I do when I don't have you. Now I see your name in playlists and I think you're sending clues. Baby, I'm a fool in love with you.